Do you know that before I watched this movie, I used to love baked beans? Love them. Then I seen this movie. It put me off baked beans for at least a month. A month? So, to the director and the writers, fuck you very much. Ghost Chip is a fascinating one. It came out in 2002 and I've only ever watched it twice. I watched it once whenever I was a kid and I couldn't remember much about it, like in my later years, so I had to rewatch it the other day to figure it out, get my bearings. So it starts off with a nice atmospheric, place. It's on a cruise ship, and there's an opera singer. Everyone's dancing, drinking wine, getting pissed, as you do. So yeah, it seemed like a happy start. Everything was cool. There was a buzz. And then suddenly you just see a mysterious lever, however you want to pronounce it. And you see this mysterious hand grabbing it, pulling it down, and then you see the wires starting to, wrap up. And then you get this gnarly as fuck scene where the wire just snaps right across everybody. Some people are still standing there like, the little girl who appears in this movie later on as a ghost. Her name's Katie. And she's holding on to, I'm not sure who it was, the captain or something, or somebody. Badass white jacket, though, that shit was nice. And you just see all the passengers in that scene just split in half, like just dropping, and a lady trying to grab her legs, trying to reattach that shit. That ain't gonna work. But so to sort of set the mood for the whole movie, I think it was a really great scene. It was really gnarly. It was badass, and I really enjoyed it. I don't even remember that when I first watched it. For me that was just a fresh experience. That was like, wow, dude, I don't remember this shit. Woo! So it cuts to a couple of years later, where you have a team of scavengers. They swim looking for basically treasure and anything of value that's old. So they finished their last job, and they're in the pub. They're all celebrating. There's one guy, Gore, I think his name is, talking about how, he's getting married soon, and I'm bringing that back up, don't worry. And, everyone's just talking about what they're gonna do now, retired life. And then they get approached by a mysterious man. And he basically tries to entice them. Says there's a ship lost, and it's just floating in the middle of nowhere, it might be worth a fortune, So the crew are debating, hey, we said we were retired, I'm getting married in 2 weeks, So greed, of course, reels them in. So they agree to it. They say, okay, fine, let's do this one job. This could be worth a fortune. It's on international seas. That means it's there for the picking, right? So they do that. They get a boat and whatever, and get ready and get supplies and shit. And the characters in this movie are pretty decent. There's the two guys, the two friends that are just complete idiots. They're just fucking around for the sake of fucking around, and just winding shit up. And you have the captain, that would be Murphy, who's like the leader, played by a great actor, but fuck, I can't remember the guy's name. Shit. But yeah, so the guy obviously went with them, who told him about the ship. He tagged along, so they go, and there's this really cool scene where they're in the boat and they're in the sea, and it's pitch black, and they're getting it on their radar that there's a ship in front of them, and they look obviously, and there's nothing. So they're confused as shit, and you know, they keep looking at it, and then just suddenly, boom, it just appears out of nowhere. Ghost ship, right? And you know, they're fucking hitting the brakes, shit. And yeah, I mean, the movie has a slow burn. It's a slow start. You know, between them just being in the boat, hanging out, getting to the ship, getting on the ship. You know, it's a slow start. But, so yeah, they get in and they're walking through the ship. Of course it's old it's old. I don't know why I bothered thinking about not swearing. I've already fucking swore. Old as fuck. There we go. So they're walking, and one of the crew basically goes right through the floor. But, you know, they obviously grab him and they save him, and as the lady is pulling him up, she looks and she sees a little girl just staring up at them. You know, it's not creepy, it's just like, huh. So she gets stoned dead, and she's like, oh fuck, wait a minute, I have to save this guy's life. Shit, get your ass. Gets him up. And yeah, the whole movie is just, when it does pick up, it kind of stays inconsistent. Like, something happens, you think, okay, now we're getting there, and then it'll go quiet again. Like, oh, well, there's something happening. Okay, what about now? Oh, okay, we're slow again. Okay, right. So you get the swimming pool scene where, like, you know, there's big empty ass pool, and of course she falls in because boom, there's a ghost, falls in, knocks herself out, and then she eventually gets out. And you see, after they leave, you see like this blood that comes into the pool, and you see bodies washed in along with it. So that's like a big, like, what the fuck? Those bodies look fresh. What, if, you know, if it was the passengers from all them years ago, you know, they would be bones by now, if that, you know. Because it's not like the ship went down or anything, you know, it stayed on the surface. So she meets this little girl, the ghost, and she's basically tells him that, you know, there's something on this ship, there's something, it doesn't want me to tell you what it is. And as she sort of hints towards maybe telling her, all this creepy shit happens. Like, the whole place starts to get all these like black veins in the walls and shit, and she's like scared shitless, and so she doesn't tell him. But the plot twist in this movie, like I said, I saw it when I was a kid. It wasn't fresh, so when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. So of course they always get flashbacks, you know, they see things, and there was one line in this movie that actually did crack me up. It's Guerrero, when he sees a picture of the opera singer, the lady in red, and he says, first thing he says when he looks at it, now, doesn't say, you know, he doesn't say like, that's a nice picture, nice lady, cool dress. Oh no, first thing he utters is, nice tits. Like, dude, didn't you just say you were getting married? What the fuck? And the reason I bring that one up, because yeah, it made me laugh, but the other reason was the exact same line was said in another movie that came out a year before it, if I'm right, 2001, which was The 13th Ghosts. Yes, the exact same line was used in it. If I recall, the lawyer guy, whenever the naked chick, I think she was princess or something like that, was approaching with a knife, and the first thing he said was, huh, nice tits. fucking knife in her hand, dude. Do you want to bring that up? So, it's just funny. They were saying in pretty much the same tone as well. That cracked me up. It's just a way of saying it was random. But yeah, so you have that scene, and then you get the plot twist, the big reveal, which is that the guy that approached them about the ship and that, got them, enticed them to go find it, he was the one that caused the whole fucking thing. Like I said, that hand in the beginning that grabbed the lever, that was his hand. So he killed all them passengers, and he killed the opera singer in a gnarly ass scene. They had the music that he played in that scene. They had like everybody's it was a flashback. All the passengers basically were poisoned, and they were all dropping like flies. And then he's in front of the opera singer, and you have this gnarly ass scene where he steps her in front of this big fucking hook that comes and smashes her, and fucking just takes her with it. And then he's just standing there cool as a fucking coma. And he turns around and boom, it's revealed. It was that guy the whole time. Holy shit. How can he be here and still look young? Which, it turns out, he is some kind of servant of the devil that is basically collecting souls. So, a soul collector, if you will. And yeah, I mean, the flashback scene, the music that they played, it kind of fitted, but it kind of didn't. But I get it. It's the identity of the movie. It gets away with it. It does fit. But yeah, so you have that, and then all the crew start dying one by one. Greer falls on spikes. Murphy drowns to death. And we don't see him dying, we just find his body in a tank. And the baked beans scene, which I mentioned in the beginning of the video, they're eating a big ass can of baked beans. Forgive my throat, I'm a bit of a cold or something, so forgive me if I sound weird. But yeah, big can of beans, which they find in the ship, so fuck knows how old it is, but canned food can last for a very long time. So the two fellas opened it up, started having a few things of beans, and they're like, hey, it's not bad actually, yeah, it's pretty good, yeah. And then suddenly the beans turn into maggots, and so there's maggots in their mouths and they're chewing it. That shit's fucked up, but it was really cool. It was a cool scene. They just shit themselves. Maggots dropping out of their fucking mouths. Shit was gnarly. And so yeah, they all try to get away. They find a box and it has gold in it. Gold bars. So of course, they're thinking pound signs. Rather than let's just get the fuck out of here before we all die. They say, fuck it, we gotta take the gold with us, man. So they try to attempt to do it, and they all get killed one by one. And of course, the bone collector. That's a different movie. Soul collector basically has them all kill off, and then he eventually gets killed. And the last survivor is the lady, the girl. So you have this really cool scene after she manages to kill him, the soul collector. And you have this really cool scene, which I really, really loved. I thought cinematographically, it was gorgeous. It was just everything about it, which was the ship was sinking, and you've seen all these souls just flying around and going up. Even before they went up from the ship underwater, they were all traveling underwater, heading up. Then the ship scene. That was a really cool scene. I really loved that. Simple but awesome. The cinematography is just on point. So I really, really loved that. That was really cool. And so yeah, she gets out. Paramedics, she's floating underwater for a while, the ship finds her. And yeah, so she gets put into the back of an ambulance and, relief. And then suddenly she just sees a crew walking up into a different cruise ship. And the last one, she's carrying a fucking box of gold. And she's like, what the fuck? And then you see the soul collector is still alive, and he walks and he looks at her. And he just goes up, and that's it. Movie ends. So, interesting movie. You know, I did enjoy it. I had a good time with it. You know, I didn't remember a single thing in this movie at all. The only thing I kind of remembered was when the lady in red got hit by the hook. I vaguely only remember that. Don't know why. But yeah, overall it was a fun time. And yeah, if I had to score it out of 10, I would probably give it 7 being too generous. No, 7. I'd give it 7. Yeah. 7 out of 10. Totally recommend it. It is a great movie. If you want to watch it, it's on Amazon Prime at the moment if you want to check it out. It's a pretty good movie. So, yeah. Awesome. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. You're awesome. And if you think I've earned it, please like, subscribe, and yeah. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. And don't kill anyone.